This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, welcome to the session. Hope you can see my screen.
Hi, Kamar. Yes, I see my credit screen.
Yeah, I saw you this one here. But actually you should get it, okay? There should be some specific reason why you are not getting it.
Kamar, I need to understand my ask.
Hmm?
I asked before about change password in my accounting system in my company. Can I or we should have administration account?
Actually, that's what I was asking. I want you to show me, but even on the previous day as well, you are not able to show that, huh? Because if you can show me that one, then I can fix it immediately for you.
I don't have administration account. I have my
No, your
account.
account itself. I want to see whether with your account you are able to log on to portal.office.com or not. If you can log on to
I
portal.office.com,
can't go to border office. My
that means you are
account
not able
don't.
to. Okay. Because I need to see the setup. That's the problem for me. Okay. Because I want to know how they have set up the AAD, whether how they have set up the Active Directory. Then I can let you know how to change the password. Because whenever the user account is created, actually you can change the password directly. Okay. For the first time, it will ask you to change the password. Without that, you can't log in itself. Hmm.
How change your password directly? I
That's
ask
what.
about
That's why.
the user.
Because that's why I want to check. Okay, if you can show me the things, because from Dynamics 365 you can't do that. Okay, if you need to change the password, either you need to change from the Azure or either you need to change from the portal office. Okay,
Uh,
can you log on to
Azure
portal?
the users can't log in into Azure. Only administration Azure account who can contact
Then
to
what they
Azure.
need to do is in the administrator account for that particular user, change password on next login. There will be one option. Okay, they need to enable that option. Then next time when they log on to Dynamics 365, they would be able to change the password. Okay, because I need to see that setup here. Then only I can tell you let you know how it should be done. Because there are multiple things and multiple ways we do that. We work with it. So
I don't know about setup. Come on. I don't know about setups company.
yeah, that's why it's difficult for me to say.
If you want, you can see my screen again and
I can see only AX in your screen. That is not enough for me. Okay, can you log on to portal.azure.com with that account?
no.
Okay, did you try it or you're directly saying no? Can you try
I
logging into port?
can't read about work. I have ordinary user.
Okay,
I ask for if ordinary user can change your password or no.
other user can't change your password. What?
No,
Okay, you will
not
have the
not
admin
other,
user. Okay,
not other.
let me tell you. There will be a admin account, and what does that admin user does is change password on next logon. There will be an option to do that. Okay, you can do that by using this.
Hmm.
So then what will happen is next time once the user logs on to Dynamics 365, it will ask you to change the password. Okay. Okay, let's
Kumar,
begin the
uh,
session. Yeah.
I was unable to download the code from Visual Studio. I pinged you also. Uh,
Yeah,
from
I saw that. Don't worry. We will see that. Okay. I want to see what exactly
okay,
is the issue.
yeah,
Okay. After the session, we will see that. Okay. So see
okay.
here. Today I'm planning to start with that's reports. Okay. Because that's the only big topic that we are left with. And mostly this week, I think we can complete the whole syllabus because there are very less topics which are left. Give me a second. And how about your practice here?
It's going.
It's going. Okay. How is it? Is it good, bad, best? Or
It's going good.
okay. All
Actually,
right.
yesterday also I pinged about the issues, but that required subscription, I think.
Yeah, that requires subscription. I can't help it because in CS
Uh,
you need.
but the other way
Okay.
was with AX update installer, right?
Yeah, that's the manual way. You can try if you want.
Okay. And for upload, we need to create a project, and on that project for asset library and software deployment package, we will upload our package. Is this right
Yes, you need
process?
to. Yeah, yeah, that's what you need to do.
The connection is lost.
Sorry, come again.
Connection is lost. Sorry for
Oh, no. I think you can hear me. I think
Yes.
that says like that sometimes. We can't do anything. Okay, that's the problem with GoToMeeting. Okay. Yeah. So today we will start with the SSRS reports. So first of all, before starting with the SSRS reports, I would like to ask you one question here, a very general question. Okay, so what is the purpose of the report? To show, to show an output. Okay, it is used to show the outcome. I can say it might be outcome of the student. Okay, the outcome of the student for that particular month or year or whatever it can be. It can be outcome of the sales of a company. It can be outcome of the performance of an employee. Like this, whatever the outcome that you want to show, we are going to use something called report. And coming to this report, they are mainly divided into two different types. Okay, the reports can be created in different fashions, but the reports are the reporting solution. Okay, let me say reporting solution is of two types. One is called client side reporting solution, client side reporting solution, and the second one is called server side reporting solution. So what is a client side reporting solution? Let's say if you take the matter of Dynamics AX 2009, we will create a report in the client, and then the user will open it from the client directly. So there is no involvement. Okay, there is no involvement of the server here. From the client itself, you are going to open the report and it will get generated. We will call them as Morphex reports. And coming to these Morphex reports, what is the problem? It's bind to the client here. Means the user can see report only in the client. If there is no client, there is no report, he can't see it. That is the biggest problem with the client side reporting solution. So they came up with the next one. Okay, the other solution called server side reporting solution. So what is server side reporting solution? Okay, there are different types again. From that, the preferred one is SSRS. If it is a SSRS, SQL Server Reporting Solution. If we deploy the report in the SQL Server, obviously you would be able to open it from anywhere across the world. Okay. So what are the advantages of client-side reporting solution? The biggest advantage is no deployment is needed here. Okay, once you create the report, the user can open the report directly as it is a client-side reporting solution. Okay, what is the disadvantage? Client-side components should be installed outside the domain. They will not be able to see the report, and the access is whatever the data that is available. Okay, it's only for the client. Whatever the data that is available on the client, he would be able to access only that particular data. Okay, parameter management, some interesting designs, all those things will not be there in client-side reporting solution, which is why we moved to a solution called server-side reporting solution. In server-side reporting solution, what are the advantages? What are the disadvantages that you have in client-side? Nah, you have overcome them in server-side. Means in server-side, you can create a rich look reports, and the report will be rendered from the server, so all the data is available. But what are the drawbacks here? Coming to the drawback, printer. One of the biggest drawback with the reports. Local printer is not there. There is no direct connection. There is no direct connection. That printer is through network. And again, if you are creating a report, the changes should be deployed, then only the end user will be able to open the report. And these are the basic disadvantages of server-side reporting solutions. Okay, so now no, there are no Morphex reports, so there is no client-side reporting solution in Dynamics 365. There is only server-side reporting solution. Either you can go with Power BI or you can go with SSRS reports. That's again up to you. Okay, you can decide on what you want to work with. Okay, now how does these reports work? So for these reports to work, there is a process. First of all, let's say you have a client. Okay, you have a client in Dynamics 6. In the client, we will have the output menu item. Please remember, for reports, we will use output menu item. And this output menu item, you are going to open it. So once you open the output menu item, where does the request go? The request will go to the SSRS, SQL Server Reporting Solution, or we will also call it as report server. The request will go to the report server, and in the report server, what it will do? It will check a file called RDL, Report Definition Language. What is RDL? Report Definition Language. From RDL, it will reach the AOS again, the Application Object Server. And in the Application Object Server, it can be a query-based report, it can be RDB report. Based on that, it will have the metadata service and then a query service, and that will be executed. And again, in return, it will come back to report server again. Okay, from AOS, it will run all the business logic, and then it will come on to the report server. From report server, it will come back to the report viewer. Okay, in Dynamics 365, the biggest benefit is that you can embed this report viewer to form directly. If someone wants to see the report on the form or on your workspace, okay, if you want to bound that, you can bind that by using a custom pattern. But coming to this, I saw that very rarely because the people will not ask the report to see on the form directly. Okay, and few of them might ask, and you can generate it. Okay, so this is how it will work. The report server will process the report. The AOS will execute the business logic. Report viewer will render the report and then show back to us. Okay, will render the report and show back to us. And coming to these reports, they are mainly divided into three different types, the SSRS reports. Okay, one is called query based report. Okay, and this query based report, I will show you how to try. You can try it out. Okay, because that's very simple. And the second one is called RDP based report, means report data provider. Okay, and then the third one is called enum based report. Okay, enum based report. Now, first one, query based report. What is a query based report? You will write a simple query and then you will execute it. Okay, you will simply write a query and then using that query you will pull the data into the report and you will show it. That's what is a query based report, which is very simple because you are going to create a AOD query. The second one is very interesting. Suppose, let's say you need to perform some complex calculations. That's not possible with this query based report. You need to go with code. Query based report, no code. RDP based report, there will be a code. And coming to this RDP, as the name indicates, RDP means report data provider. What is RDP? report data provider. This report data provider is based on the architecture called MVC. MVC means model. Model is going to represent the data. This data can be through a query. This can be through a data methods. This can be through a RDP. The second one is called view. What is view? User interface. I will call it as design. Okay. And then the third one is called control. Model view controller. Here we will use data contracts, and then here we are going to use UI builder. Okay. And there are few more things that you can use to control the report. So this is how, and this is the architecture based on which RDP is implemented. Okay. Now let's see how to implement a simple report in D365. Okay. So to implement that simple report, what I am going to do is, whenever you are creating a RDP report, there are few things that you need to keep in mind. If it is a query based report, you are pulling data out of a query, so there is no need of worrying about it. If you are using RDP report, then comes into the picture two things. Okay. The first one is called temp table, and the second one is regular table. So here, how to decide whether to use the temp table or a regular table? If you are performing any calculations, okay, for example, let's say we are working on the bank management system. In bank management system, let's say every month there will be interest calculation. Okay, interest calculation, or there will be an extra charge calculation. Is it necessary to store the extra charge? Is it necessary to store this extra charge directly in the regular table? Not at all needed. Is that right? Not needed. Based on the total transactions, and you can decide that from your end. Okay. And now you might ask me, oh, okay, is there any other example? Let me tell you. So for employee, he will get a salary receipt every month. Employee will get a salary receipt every month. So when he is getting the salary receipt, what are the things that will happen? He will have TA, DA, HRA, dot dot dot. There will be a lot of things. So is it necessary to store the salary receipt of an employee every month in a table? Is it mandatory to store the salary receipt? No, it can be dynamically generated, because if it, let's say the company is a Accenture or Microsoft, or it's a big company. Let's say there are 3 lakh employees. Every month you are going to store 3 lakh records here. In 1 year it will become 2 into 3, 36. Okay, which is not at all needed. You can what you can do? You can make it more performant. You can make you will have the memory. Okay, you will have the memory. So we are going to simply waste the memory. That instead of that, simply store the percentage values and display the salary receipt to the employee. That's what, and that's how it works. This is where the temporary table comes into picture. And coming to this temporary table, they are of different types. What are those? We will call it as in memory, and the second one is called tempdb. In memory table is nothing but, again, in memory table means the data will be stored inside the RAM. Okay, so indexes, they are not going to work. That would be a difficult thing. If you have less amount of data, then you can go with in memory. For example, salary receipt, you can go with in memory. If you are showing more amount of data, sales transactions, then you need to go with tempdb. Tempdb means you can work with indexes. You can make it more performant, because tempdb is a database resides in the SQL. Okay, so now let's do one thing. Let's get back and let's see how to work with how to create this temp table. Okay, I'm opening our ICICI Bank again, back to back. Okay, let it load. In the meantime, let me open Chrome. You are saying you're not able to download. So I want to see why. Okay, let it open. What is the password of this account here? I forgot.
@2020 R capital.
What is it? Oh, okay, this is the one. You can download, huh? Let me check files whether they are visible or not.
I was unable to see that.
Oh, your files are not visible. Got it.
Yes.
In the files, you can't see anything. Okay, I will provide the access. No worries. Let me check.
We have created the Chris user as a member contributor.
Yes, contributor will have the access, but let me check.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Otherwise, let me do one thing. Let me make him admin. Nothing is going to happen with it. Readers, let me check. But actually, check in and check out. Okay, okay. I'm making him project admin. No worries. Don't delete anything, huh? I made him project admin. Now you should be able to see the code. Oh no, why? October 2020, project admin. Chris. Okay, there is some specific reason here. Let me check this, okay? Because this
So
guy can't see the
can you
code.
please share that expp file? Then
Yeah,
I
I will
will
do that.
download
Don't
that.
worry. No,
Yeah.
I will provide that. Okay, don't worry. Okay. Now, as I told you, we will work with the cart trans extra charge. So let me create a new table for that, a new item, and then we need to take a table now. Go to data model and then a table. Let's call it as ICI cart trans extra charge temp. Okay, I'm calculating the extra charge, and I'm going to create a temporary table for this. Now in this temporary table, let's add few records. Okay, let's add few information in it. 1 second, it is loading. And in the meantime, in the transactions, I want to add one more, this one. I will call it as same bank transactions. Yes, no field. 1 second, let it load. Okay, in the fields, let me create some fields here. Let me take the name. I don't want to join one more, so directly we'll get the name here. And let me set this to 100, and then right click, duplicate, and let me call this as card number. And then what else will be there? Okay, let me take some integer and let me call it as same bank transactions, and duplicate, Cross bank transactions. Oh, set labels as well, otherwise that would be a problem. We will not see that labels. Card number, same bank transactions. Cross bank transactions. And then duplicate this and call this as total transactions. Okay, and then you can add one more field called real, and this will be our extra charge. Okay, so these are the fields, and then let me go to the card trans table. Right, we need to change one more property. Here you can see there will be a property called table type, set it to tempdb. Okay, in memory and tempdb are same. The difference is tempdb will be in the database, in memory is in the RAM, and you can't apply indexes. Here you can apply indexes. Okay, now I will go to card transactions, open, and in the fields, I will call one more enum, and I will go to properties. I will call it as cross bank, and then this will have the enum type, or you can take the extended data type. No, yes, ID. Okay, save, done, and you can call this as cross bank, done. Okay, now in the solution explorer, do a rebuild. Okay, first of all, let's do a rebuild, and then we'll start writing the code, because I want the tables to be synced before we go ahead. Okay,
Kumar, I was reading about the form letter frameworks. Can I ask a question for that?
yeah, go ahead.
There were tables for sales confirm general trans and picking general trans.
Hmm.
What actually general entries are required to create for them, or they are just for any other purpose? That I
See
didn't
here,
understand.
I will tell you. Whenever you are trying to create some data, what you will do is, in case of DAXF, let's say for example, you will move data into the staging and then to the main table. Why? What is the reason for moving data into the staging table and then to the main table? Hmm?
So we can have some in process operation perform, like if there is requirement. That I think.
No. Why we will move on to staging tables is, let's say if there is some issue, okay, tomorrow morning there is no need of performing the whole task again back. Got it?
Okay.
You can simply you can continue the from the staging, and then you can move the data. Okay, that's why you are going to do that. The same thing here. Okay, the same thing we have here as well. For example, if you don't have the journal entries, okay, the benefit
Yeah.
of having journal entries is, tomorrow morning if you have anything, you can go and check back the entries and you can correct them and you can reprocess. Okay, which is why they will create the journal tables. For each and everything you will have
Okay.
the journal table. This is one thing,
Yes.
and
For
there is one more thing. Okay, because when you are working with the ledger, okay, they will do because it depends, the context will depend on multiple things here, because you have the sales, you have the purchase, you have the ledger. Okay, the ledger entries, the ledger journal entries will be again different. Okay,
Yeah.
general purpose is this one. Okay, simply you want to add the journal entries so that tomorrow morning if you want to reprocess, that would be easier. And whereas if you ask me about the ledger, you will have multiple accounts. Okay, they
Okay.
should be posted into the right account, because let's say you say the gross amount is 10,000. In the 10,000 you will have the VAT, which is 18%, which is 1800. In that you will have some other account. Okay, VAT should go into the tax account, this amount should go into the main account, and again in that as well you will subdivide. How you will subdivide? Actual base price, and then what is the margin, you will divide all this. Okay, based on
Yeah.
that you will move it to the account. Okay, to move that particular information to the different accounts, you will use journal accounts, journal entries in case of ledger. Okay,
Okay.
so like this the context will change on the place. Okay, I can say where you are using that word, based on that the context will change. This is how it works. Okay, and this is the more generic answer, that's why.
Okay. So they're used in each process, then confirm, picking, then packing, then invoice and all.
Yeah, depending upon the position it will change. Repositories, I have this. Permissions, project collection administrators, it has everything. Don't know. Okay, no worries. Let me do one thing. Read allow users. Okay, it's in the project collection administrators. Permissions. But actually I have given project administrators. It's a member of only project valid users back. We are unable to this group to one parent group at this time. What is this? Very bad. It's not allowing me to add my own account. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I will come back there. Now you can see here, build got completed. Now let's start with our first report. Okay, so we are going to calculate the extra charge by using a simple SSRS report. Okay, how to do that? To create a report, so from now onwards, sync is not needed. So I will set it to false. Okay, we need to create a class. Click on the add button, new item, and then if you go to code, you can see a class here. And let's call this as ICI card trans extra charge data provider, because we are creating a RTP class. Click on the add button. And whenever you are creating this class, okay, whenever you want to work with the SSRS reports, the first thing you need to do is you need to extend this with SRS report data provider base. There are two classes, SRS report data provider base, SRS report data provider preprocess, and along with that there is one more thing called SRS report data provider preprocess tempdb. Okay, actually that class very few people will use depending on the requirement, but you can use any of them. Report data provider base preprocess tempdb. So here preprocess tempdb tells that process the tempdb first and then show the report. Preprocess instructs that process the data. Okay, process the data and then show the report. Base will tell this process the data on the server side simply. Okay, but actually when you come to Dynamics 365 to debug the reports, you can directly debug them. In case of AX 2012, I used to get the answer. If I need to debug the report, I need to use report data provider preprocess. Okay, that's not the case. Why you are able to debug when you add preprocesses? This is the reason. It will process the data and then it will show the report. whereas base will process the data on server side. Okay, that makes the difference in AX 2012. But in Dynamics 365, everything you will run on AWS, so or everything. Okay, so there is no need of worrying. You can use any one of them. Okay, but if the report is taking long time, then you need to use preprocessed MDB. Please remember this. Okay, next, let's define some global parameters. One is I say card account, and then card, let's call it, and then ICI card trans for transactions. You can call it card transactions or card trans. We want to get the name ICI savings account, and then you can say savings ICI customer, because in customers table we have the name, so I will take customer. Done. Okay, done. Now we need few more values. One is total transactions, this is an integer, and then we need cross bank transactions, this is an integer, and then same bank transactions, CB trans, SB trans. Done. We got it. Now save. Now let's open this in the designer mode. Card trans extra charge DB. Open designer. If I right click and click on the override, you can see there are few methods. From these methods, process report is the method where we will define the business logic. Process report is the method where we will define the business logic. And similarly, now I'm going to add this report to the SSRS, okay, means SQL Server. Now, how could they know which data set to use? To do that, I need to specify the data set where ICI card trans extra charge temp card trans extra charge temp. This is the first thing you need to do. And for identification of this data set, you need to create one method and you need to call it as public ICI card trans extra charge temp, and then you can say get card trans extra charge temp, and in the bracket, no need of passing anything because this is the getter method, and then you need to say select card trans extra charge temp, return card trans extra charge temp. Okay, now we wrote this method. But how can the SSRS report know this method should be called? To do that, we need to use something called attribute, and that attribute is SRS report data set attribute. SRS report data set attribute, and then you need to specify the table name, table str. In the bracket, you can say ICI card trans extra charge temp. This is how we will say. And once you are done with the data set, what is the next step? Write the logic. What is the logic? Add data to the card trans extra charge temp. How to do that? Very simple. We have all the global parameters ready. While select, let's start with the customer. Yeah, customer join savings where savings dot account number. Oh no, sorry, customer ID. Customer ID equal to customer dot customer ID join card where card dot account number equal to savings dot account name join savings card trans where card trans dot card number equal to card dot card dot. And then here start and close. Now first thing we need is transactions, number of transactions. To get that, select count of rec ID from where do you need this count? Or let me do one thing. Here actually I need the count for cross bank and same bank. So what I will do is I will take up to card. Okay, card trans is not needed. Let me take select count of rec ID from card trans. Okay, select count of rec ID from card trans, where card trans dot card number equal to card dot card number, and we need to add one more condition. What is that condition? And card trans dot card dot cross bank equal to no yes colon yes. It will return the number of cross bank transactions. So what I can say? I can say equal to card trans dot rec ID. Now I got the number of cross bank transactions. Next I need to get total transactions. How can I get? Removing the condition. If I take the card number, only, I will get total trans equal to again card trans dot rec ID. And then I need to get SP trans. How can I get SB trans equal to total transactions minus CB transactions. Done. Cross bank. Now I got the same bank total cross bank. What is the next step? Extra charge. How to do that? If CB trans is greater than 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it can be, then what you need to do? You need to simply say, did we define extra charge? No. Let me define extra charge. I need to call it as or amount MST. Amount MST extra charge. Okay. MST means people used to think it's Microsoft standard. It's not Microsoft standard. It's monetary standard. Extra charge equal to CB trans minus 2 CB trans minus 2 star. How much? 150. My bank is bad. It will charge more. And then you can say else extra charge equal to 0.00. Done. Okay. Now we are done here. Now we have all the values. Now you can add the data for card trans extra charge temp. So what data you can add? You need to add card trans extra charge temp dot name equal to customer dot name, and then you have the card number equal to card dot card number, and then same bank transactions equal to SB trans, and then dot cross bank transactions equal to CB trans. What else do we have? Extra charge temp dot cross bank transactions. Total transactions we have. Total transactions equal to total trans, and then what else? Extra charge equal to extra charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think these are the fields. Not insert. Now the record will get inserted. Done. If you want to write this, split it in a separate method, you can do that. Okay. Anyway, it is fine. Now once you are done with this report, you are done. The DP is done. The next step, again do a rebuild the solution. I am the owner of this project, and this says you have insufficient permissions to add this to your group. Very bad, really. There is some problem here. Let me do one thing. Okay, okay, okay. Now the next step is, one second, it's still loading. Right click on the project, click on the add button, new item, and then you will go to reports. Here you can see report. Okay, these templates you can try. Simply you can create a template and you can apply report, and then let's call this as ICI car trans extra charge DP. Okay, click on the add button. Now the first thing you need to think about is the data set. Let me go to the properties of the report. You can see here tax title. You can say car trans extra charge report. Data sets, create a new data set. And see here, once you create a data set, in the data set you will find a property called query. One second. You can say this query data source type. You can set it to either query, report data provider, enum. If you set it to query, it will list out all the AOT queries. If you set it to report data provider, it will list out all the RDP classes. Let's see. Okay. And now we have created ICI something, car trans extra charge DP. Click on the next button. Now I'm going to select all the fields. Click on OK. Done. Now you will get the query here. So once you got the query now, this is your data set. If you want to change the name, you can say ICI car trans extra charge data provider, and then fields. You have got all the fields. Now the next thing about parameters, we have not applied anything. We will see them later on. The next thing is about designs. Here we have two designs: auto design, precision design. We will see auto design today, and then we will see precision design tomorrow. Okay, auto design. Select the layout style template here. You can select the report layout style template, or if you want your own template, you can create that. Okay, and you can set the text size, parameters, and everything, margin, all those things. Okay, done. If you do up to this, your report is done. Okay, in this, set this one, and now the next step is drag and drop your data source to auto design. You got the data source here. You can see the style template. Set the style template to table style template that I am applying here. If you want to create your own templates, you can create your own templates. And please remember to check the links. Now you can see the data here, card number, caption should be there. If there is no caption, it will throw the error. It will not show anything. It will show empty text. Okay. Next, if you want to apply the sortings, you can apply. If you want to apply the groupings, you can. If you want to apply any filters, you can. Okay. So we will see how to parameterize the stuff later on. Okay. Now this is a simple data provider report. Now the next step, create a menu item. Click on the add button. One second. Click on the add button, new item, and then go to user interface and select output menu item, and then you can call it as ICI car trans extra charge DP. Add. Done. Go to properties, and you can set label to car trans extra charge rep. Okay, and here you can see the object type. Set it to SSRS report and go to object. You can select ICI car trans extra charge DP as the object here, and you will have the design auto design. Okay, these are the minimum parameters that you need to set. So once this is done, again go back to your menus and then open, and here common setup, you can create a new, and then you can call it as a sub menu, and you can call it as inquiries. Go to properties, set label to inquiries, and then in the name you can set it to inquiries, and then you can go to solution explorer, drag and drop the output menu item that you have created. Save. Okay. So once you're done with all the steps, do your rebuild. Okay. Do your rebuild. Let it build. In the meantime, we will check this account. Why it is saying I am not authorized? Okay. Frankly speaking, yeah, this kind of issues, nah. Obviously, I don't know why we will get this kind, because I am the organization admin. This is the organization admin, but unfortunately, it is saying you can't do this. One second. Permissions. Let me check. There will be only has project collection administrator to reduce risk of losing. Add administrators. Let me add my account. Is it a direct or indirect member? Okay, good. You cannot add project group PKD team to the global. Oh, it's not allowing me to add this. Very bad. Project collection administrators. If I add it from here, my Chris, let me check. Okay, it got added now. Now let me go and check back. Because it should not do in this fashion. I think there might be some change in the DevOps. Okay, which is why it has not allowing me to check the permissions. Let me check. No, still not available. Let me say this. Okay, build got completed. Now the next step is you need to deploy the reports before opening them. Right click, deploy reports. If you want to deploy a single report, you can do that. If you right click and click on deploy reports on the project, it will deploy all the reports. Please remember, it will deploy all the reports in your project. It's still deploying. Let's wait for a minute.
How it will deploy all the reports? Kumar, can you please come again?
If you right click on the project now, so whatever the reports that you have on the project, it will deploy them.
Okay.
Whereas if you right click and deploy on the single report, then it will deploy only that one. It did not deploy the report. 1 second, let's wait. It should say deploying report successful. I mean to say, if you right click and click on the deploy report now, it will deploy that one.
Okay.
Okay. It says RDL generation completed. Good. Best practice. Okay. Good. Now it's done. Let me check. 1 second. Yes, and let me check now. Once it is loaded, we will see from the front end. This one is very surprising. Okay. Oh, there might be one more possibility. Let me check if I'm able to view the work items. Oh, work items I can see. Only coming to the code, it is not showing. Okay. Let me check that. Yeah. It will always do this. Don't know why. Sign in another way. Text. Good that my phone is on. 308729. Is this the one? Okay. Okay. Let me go to IC. What is our module name? Bank Management System. Inquiries, card trust, extra charge rep. Let's see if the report is deployed correctly and reports are set up, then it will show the report. Very good. It says unable to find the report design. I say cartons extra charge temp. Can you say this? Seems like report is not deployed. Very bad, yeah. Okay, that's what I said. If you see the output, it says build completed, RDL generated, but report is not deployed. Okay, I think there is some sort of issue in this version. Then how to do that? There is another way to deploy the reports. Okay, there is another way of deploying the reports. What is that way? It's very simple. Okay, you can simply write some PowerShell script. Okay, you can simply write some PowerShell script. Okay, you can 1 second. Let me check that. There will be one small command through which you can deploy the reports. Okay, just a second. Let me check. You will get that from MSDN. Okay, what you can do is you can simply open the PowerShell. Okay, you can run as administrator and then deploy the report from here.
Tomorrow may be problem solved by restart the server report.
I didn't get you.
Maybe problem solved by restart the service of report.
Okay. I'm checking for the command. Now can you see here? There is something called deploy all reports to SSRS. Okay, this is command. If you need to use, if you run this PowerShell script, it will deploy all the reports at once. Okay, if you use that command, it is going to deploy all the reports at once. Now let's say if you want to deploy a specific report, then actually the command will be a bit different, and that command would be this one. Okay, I got the link. This is not needed. Deploy all SSRS reports -module. Our module is ICICI -report name. I will say ICI star. Okay, and I will remove these tags, all these things, and then package install location. If it is Azure K drive, if it is this one, C drive. Done. Okay, -package location. I think this should be the one. Let me check. Copy, go back, and then paste it down here. Okay. Press enter. Let me see whether it deploys or not. Oh, it has thrown error. The term deploy all reports .ps1. Okay, sorry. Actually, what you need to do is you need to use dot slash. Okay. Now it is deploying the reports. This is how you need to deploy the reports in D365. And actually, if it works with right click and deploy the report now in Visual Studio, then it is fine. Otherwise, this is the other way around. Okay. Please remember, this is the other way around. Now you can go to the front end again, and you can go back to the bank management system, and then this one. Let's see whether it opens the report or not. Okay. Now it is asking, and then click on OK button. Now it should able to. We should be able to open the report. Let's see that. Okay. Can you see this? This is what is our report. Now actually it says 0 everywhere. Now what we will do is we will add some data and then we will check whether our calculations are working or not. Okay. To do that, let me open this card transactions in the table browser. And then let me make 1003. This one is cross bank. Okay. 1001, 1001, and CS 1001. Okay. And then let me save this. Done. Now this is saved. Let me open the report back again. Okay. Click on OK button. Now tomorrow we will see how to work the parameters and how to work with the controller and everything. Okay. For cross bank extra charge 300. Same bank transactions 0. This is how you will get the information. And for remaining, there are no cross banks, so it's not showing any amount. Okay. Yeah. Now it's your time. Please let me know if you have any queries. Due to the effect of size, it went into the next page. Okay. We can change that. We can change the size. We can simply do that. That's not a big deal. Any questions? If there are no questions, I will end session for everyone. Thanks all for the session. Let's meet again tomorrow, same time. Thank you all. Bye.